Welcome to a deep dive. Today, we're really digging into the world of homeschooling tools and resources.
That's right. Specifically looking at options that are free or, pretty low cost.
Yeah, because managing homeschooling, or maybe you're running a micro school or a learning pod, it involves finding effective stuff without, well, breaking the bank.
It's a common challenge. So many parents, educators too, they're looking for affordable ways to keep learning engaging and, effective. Costs can add up fast.
Absolutely. So our mission today in this deep dive is basically to sift through all the noise and pull out the really useful nuggets of knowledge.
Finding those top free and low cost tools.
Exactly. Helping you build a solid program without spending a fortune.
And I think the key perspective here is not just knowing the tools exist, but really understanding the range of what's out there, and maybe more importantly, how you can cleverly combine them. It's often not about one single silver bullet resource.
Right. It's about building a system that works for you. And this is for you. Whether you're that parent homeschooling at the kitchen table, or you're coordinating a micro school, a learning pod, maybe even a homeschool group.
Yeah, let's get into how you can leverage these accessible resources.
Okay, so let's unpack the foundation first. Where can you find comprehensive online learning, but for free, like the core stuff?
Well, it's actually quite fascinating how much is available. We're not just talking little supplements here. These can form the backbone of your curriculum.
Okay.
These are platforms you can really build upon.
So the big one everyone mentions is Khan Academy, right?
Absolutely. Khan Academy is sort of the giant in this space, incredibly broad.
Science, reading.
Arts, humanities, economics, coding, you name it. And it's structured, typically by grade level or subject progression.
Which makes it pretty easy to follow.
Yeah.
And still totally free.
Still totally free for everyone. It's great for practice, for understanding concepts, and it adapts, which is huge. It moves at the student's pace.
Okay, so that's one major option. What else?
Another one, quite different, is easy peasy all-in-one homeschool.
All in one. So that means?
It means they aim to provide an entire curriculum online. Everything from pre-K right through high school subjects. It's incredibly comprehensive in scope.
Wow, okay. An entire curriculum for free. That's significant. I've heard it has a specific worldview, though.
That's correct. It's Christian-based, and that perspective is woven into the lessons. However, many families do use it and adapt it for a secular approach. It means, maybe skipping certain lessons or finding alternative ways to cover those topics requires a bit more curation on your part.
Right, but the core structure and the bulk of the content is there if you're willing to navigate that.
Exactly. The sheer volume is impressive.
Okay. What about focusing in maybe on STEM subjects, math and science?
Yeah, for that, CK12 Foundation is really strong. They offer digital textbooks, they call them flexbooks, plus concept explanations, videos, and adaptive practice.
Adaptive practice, like Khan Academy.
Similar idea, yeah. It adjusts based on how the student is doing. What's really neat about CK12 is the customization. You can build your own learning paths.
How so?
You can pull chapters from different books, mix topics, tailor it very specifically to what a student needs or is curious about. Really powerful for math and science especially.
Okay, so just with those three, Khan Academy, easy peasy, CK12, you've got some serious free horsepower for core learning.
You really do. They can be the anchors. And there are others too, depending on your style.
Like?
Well, Ambleside Online offers a complete free curriculum based on the Charlotte Mason philosophy. Very different, lots of living books, nature study.
Ah, okay. More literature and observation focused.
Exactly. And then there's Hippocampus, which aggregates multimedia content, lots of videos from colleges and universities, great for supplementing high school topics or for deeper dives.
So this brings up a big question then. Can these free tools actually be enough for a full curriculum?
It's a really important question, and I think the insights we see suggest yes, absolutely, especially when you combine them smartly.
Right. You don't just pick one and stick with it necessarily.
No, the magic is often in the mix. Maybe Khan for math, CK12 for science concepts, maybe easy peasy for some structure, and Ambleside's reading lists for literature. You tailor it.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's not about settling. It's about being strategic with these high-quality free resources.
Precisely.
All right, so we've got a foundation. Now let's talk about making learning fun and dynamic.
Projective screen time. Let's talk apps.
They're fantastic supplements. They can really target specific skills, add variety, and boost engagement significantly.
Totally. Turning that screen time into something genuinely active. Prodigy math game has to be mentioned here, right?
Oh, for sure. Prodigy is a great example of gamification done well. Kids are playing this fantasy game, battling monsters.
And doing math problems to power their spells or whatever it is.
And it aligns with curriculum standards. There's a paid version, but the core math game, the practice part, is free. Kids often don't even realize how much math they're doing because they're caught up in the game.
Very clever. And that gamification principle, it works wonders for motivation. Think about Duolingo for language learning.
Right. The little lessons, the streaks, the points.
It makes learning a language feel addictive, almost, in a good way. And it's so accessible, mobile, web, practice anytime.
Okay, math, languages. What about reading? Especially for younger kids or maybe those who aren't super keen on reading.
Epic. Books for Kids is a fantastic resource there. It's essentially a huge digital library.
Thousands of books.
Thousands. Picture books, chapter books, educational books, comics. Having that sheer variety can really spark interest and make it easy to find something, anything, that clicks with a child.
That accessibility is huge. Okay, any other notable apps?
Well, for younger kids, say 5 to 7, Scratch Junior is wonderful. It introduces coding concepts through making interactive stories and simple games. Very visual, very intuitive.
Building those early computational thinking skills.
And then there's Brain POP and Brain QP Junior for the younger set. Short animated videos explaining topics across science, social studies, health, tech.
Oh yeah, those are really engaging. They make complex stuff pretty clear.
And they usually have quizzes and activities attached. Great for explaining a concept quickly and memorably.
So these apps are great for like targeted practice between other lessons or maybe during travel.
Absolutely. Or just to add variety. If we connect this back, apps are strategic tools. They tap into what makes screens appealing, the interactivity, the visuals, the immediate feedback, but channel it educationally.
Keeps things fresh, which is key day after day, right? Whether it's for one kid or a whole pod.
Exactly. Maintaining that engagement is crucial.
Okay, so you've got your core platforms, you're adding in these engaging apps, but now you have all these different pieces. How do you keep it all organized? That feels like it could get chaotic fast.
You're right. Organization is absolutely critical. It really highlights the need to systemize your approach somehow. Juggling websites, apps, maybe printables, field trips. It demands a system.
Otherwise, things fall through the cracks.
Definitely. But thankfully, there are good, affordable ways to do this. For totally free options, you can go simple. Google Sheets or Google Docs.
Just make your own templates?
Yeah, create weekly plans, track assignments, list resources. Very flexible. There's also Homeschool Panda, which has a basic free plan for some digital planning.
Okay.
And Trello is surprisingly useful here. It's a visual project management tool, but you can set up boards for weekly plans, subjects, unit study ideas, drag and drop tasks. Very visual.
I like the visual aspect, so using some kind of planner or dashboard seems essential.
Highly recommended. Whether it's digital like Trello or even a simple spreadsheet or a paper planner, it just helps you see the big picture and make sure you're covering your bases.
And if you do have a little bit of budget for this, say low-cost planners.
There are great options. For paper planners, the Happy Planner is really popular. They're stylish, customizable, and have layouts specifically designed for school planning. And on the digital side, Homeschool Planet is a dedicated homeschool planner. It can do automated lesson scheduling, send reminders, track grades and attendance. It automates a lot.
That sounds like it could save a lot of time, especially for managing a group.
And one more thought for older students, teaching them to use tools like Notion or Asana, which are project management platforms.
To manage their own work.
Exactly. It teaches them valuable organizational skills for the future and, takes some of the load off you as the parent or educator.
That's a smart approach.
Yeah.
So bottom line, get a system. High tech, low tech, whatever works for you, but have one.
It makes the whole affordable approach sustainable.
Okay, let's switch gears a bit. From digital back to something more hands-on. Worksheets, printables. Where do you find good ones? Without spending a lot, they're still important, right, for screen breaks.
Oh, absolutely vital. Printables offer that crucial balance to all the screen time. Plus, they support different learning styles. Some kids just learn better writing things down.
The tactile learning, and just a break for the eyes.
Exactly. And there are fantastic websites for this. Education.com has a massive library, tons of free worksheets for pretty much every subject and grade level. Super Teacher Worksheets is another good one, especially strong for elementary, K through 5. They have a really generous free section alongside their paid membership.
Good to know. Free sections are always welcome.
Then there's Twinkle, also operates on a freemium model. They have a free tier that gives you access to worksheets, but also themed resource packs, flashcards, even classroom display material.
Oh, resource packs sound useful for themes or unit studies.
Yeah, great for setting up learning centers or tying activities to holidays. And don't forget, teachers pay teachers.
Right, the marketplace where teachers sell their resources.
But you can filter your search specifically for free resources or set a low price point. The variety there is just enormous. Created by actual teachers, you find really creative, targeted stuff. And it's worth noting, too, many printable resources now also come in interactive digital versions. So if you prefer using a tablet, you can often do that instead of printing everything.
Ah, good point. So you get the structure without necessarily the paper clutter.
Exactly. So the access to high-quality printables, free and low cost, is definitely there to supplement whatever else you're doing.
All right, so we've covered core learning, apps, organization, printables. What about broadening horizons, enrichment? That often sounds expensive.
It can sound that way, but this is an area where you can really leverage free community resources and online content to add incredible depth without spending much at all.
Okay, how so?
Well, first off, YouTube. It's an absolute goldmine for educational content if you know where to look.
Give me some example.
Think Crash Course for older kids and teens, fast-paced history, science, literature explainers. Art for Kids Hub is amazing for step-by-step drawing tutorials for all ages. SciShow Kids makes science really fun and accessible for younger ones.
So much out there. Music, philosophy.
Pretty much anything. You can find high-quality channels teaching almost any topic imaginable, completely free.
Beyond YouTube?
Your local library. Seriously underestimated. Beyond just borrowing books.
Audiobooks, ebooks.
Exactly. Often through apps like Libby, totally free with your library card. Plus, libraries host free events, workshops, reading challenges, sometimes even lend out educational kits or museum passes. Check their calendar.
Museum passes. Nice. That leads to exploring locally, right?
Absolutely. Look for free admission days or homeschool discount days at local museums, science centers, botanical gardens, historical sites. Even just local parks often have free nature programs or interpretive trails. A field trip doesn't need to be fancy.
Learning from your own community. I like that.
And related to community, don't overlook parent-led co-ops or community groups.
How do those work typically?
Often, a group of families pool resources or expertise. Maybe one parent teaches an art class, another leads a STEM club, another organizes Spanish lessons. It makes specialized instruction or group activities much more affordable than private lessons.
Sharing the load and the cost. Smart.
Very smart. So you combine free online stuff like YouTube, leverage your library, explore local spots, and maybe join a co-op. You can build a really vibrant, enriching program very affordably.
And it seems clear, too, that mixing and matching is key here. You might use free Khan Academy for math, but pay for a co-op art class.
Exactly. Hybrid approaches are super common and often the most effective way to tailor things perfectly to your child or group's needs.
Okay, so let's try to pull all this together. We've covered a lot of ground platforms, apps, organization, printables, enrichment. What does this whole landscape of accessible resources really mean for you listening right now, trying to make this work?
I think it means you have an incredible amount of power and flexibility, honestly. Regardless of your budget, there's just this vast array of tools out there.
Free and low-cost options for pretty much every aspect.
Right. Foundational learning, skill practice, keeping organized, adding those enriching experiences, even connecting with community. The key isn't necessarily finding or buying the best single thing. It's about intelligently combining these accessible resources, building a system, a personalized mosaic that truly works for your specific learners and your situation.
Finding that right mix and understanding how the pieces fit together.
And within that system, remember the power of variety and engagement to keep things fresh.
Right. Don't just stick to the same thing forever.
Exactly. Rotate tools sometimes, use gamification where it makes sense, definitely integrate hands-on activities and screen breaks, connect learning to the real world through that enrichment piece.
That really paints a clear picture. So it sounds like you definitely have options, lots of accessible ways to build a really robust, effective program for homeschooling or group learning without needing a massive budget.
Absolutely.
It's about being strategic, leveraging these online platforms, the apps, the organizational tools, the printables, and all those community resources. It's truly achievable.
And, given this incredible variety and the flexibility it offers, maybe here's a final thought for you to consider, something provocative to chew on. If you have access to all these diverse, affordable tools, How can you uniquely tailor a learning experience that doesn't just cover the bases, but precisely fits the individual needs, the passions, the unique learning style of your child or your group? How do you make it not just effective, but truly their own personalized journey?
Powerful question indeed, making it truly their own. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.
Thank you.